We had an amazing sail from St Lucia all the way up to Martinique.
We did a quick provision stop at the busy harbour of Marin and to meet up with friends. We then went off to Anses D'Arlet.
We had Brett and Ellie from the motor catamaran Colette on board to learn how to sail with us.
In the 18th century, the British and the French fought endlessly over Martinique. The British used diamond rock to stop the French from reaching the capital, Fort de France. They had 20 sailors and 4 cannons stationed on the rock. Legend has it that the French eventually managed to get the better of the British by wrecking several boats filled with casks of rum on the rock. The British, not being able to resist the rum, were caught off guard. Whilst dead drunk, they gave up without a fight.
We are very lucky to be sailing with friends who are very good windsurfers and have all the kit. I get regular windsurfing lessons. It's great fun, but quite difficult.
What's happening today? First dive.
In Anses D'Arlet, I got to do my scuba diving licence. The marine world is beautiful in Martinique and we got to see so many different marine creatures.
The last time, you got to jump in with us, have you?
We saw a lot of abandoned lobster pot nets under the water here, with fish trapped inside. We opened as many as we could so the fish could escape. Not a great thing to see on the reefs.
Our next bay was Anse D'Arlet, which had a great harbour and town. From here we went by ferry to Martinique's capital, Fort de France, and a school trip to the Slave Museum, which was very interesting but sad.
Our last stop was St Pierre, where we anchored at the base of a volcano.
Getting ready to go to some gorges. I forget the name of the gorges, but it's going to be pretty cool apparently. Lots of canyoning and swimming and waterfalls and things. We have a beautiful setting of Mount Pierre, St Pierre village and Mount Pierre, which is the volcano of Martinique. It's looking quite majestic up there today. No, well, I think there will be cloud later this afternoon by the looks of things, but first time, not many times you can see it without cloud cover. From here we took a 30-minute taxi ride to Gorges de Follet. The river runs in a gorge which was formed by an ancient lava flow.
To see the waterfall, you need to hike down the valley and across a ravine. The hike is pretty steep and strenuous at times and involves wading through shoulder-deep water and climbing ladders to get to different levels. We loved playing in the strong waterfall at the end.
After a few days of exploring the town of St Pierre, it was time to move on to the island of Dominica. So in the back over there we've got Martinique, and we've left there early this morning, 4 AM departure, and we've been going north, and we've arrived at Dominica, which is on our starboard side. And there it is. We're going to sail up to the northern end and anchor in Portsmouth. So at the moment we're with the code 0 up and the main up. We're doing just over 7 knots. So we've had a great sail up north. The wind's been fantastic. It just took a little while to get out of the lee of Martinique, where there was very little wind. Once we're around the corner from that, yeah, the wind picked up 15-16 knots and we've had a cracking sail. Much better than we expected. We thought we might actually have to end up motoring, so for us it's been brilliant. And yeah, we're just got to get to the north of the island, and once we're there, drop anchor, and we're going to go and explore the river, and then just also got a couple of little projects to do on the boat whilst we're there. So see you later. We've just arrived in Dominica, going up the coast. Nathan's hoisting the Dominican flag. So just cleared in at customs here in Dominica. Quite rustic, sort of set amongst an old, what looks like a vehicle wrecking yard, but still all very efficient. Don't need to go to immigration.
Dominica has a very rugged, wild terrain with no international airport. This has resulted in many larger hotel groups and tour operators not building on the island. Most of the tourists get here via cruise ships, for which they have built special docks.
Much of Fort Shirley has been rebuilt. The fort is located within a volcanic crater and was used for defences during the international conflicts between Britain and France in the 18th and 19th centuries. With its stunning view of the Prince Rupert's Bay, the fort is now used for weddings, receptions and concerts.
There is a newly built Kapinski Hotel in Douglas Bay. It was pretty empty, even though it was the height of the season. We're guessing it's because it's so hard to get to this island unless you come by private boat.
The hotel is very different to how the local people lived in Dominica. Battered by hurricanes season after season, it seems like these people have given up on doing full repairs when they know it's going to happen again.
It's another wreck here in Dominica, one of about 6 or 7 we've seen, right on the beach in town.
The hurricane history is clearly also seen by the amount of wrecks we came across. These wrecks were all located in one bay.
We went on a tour of the Indian River, which is one of the 365 rivers in Dominica. It is lined with huge trees whose roots grow into the mangroves.
I should also tell you there are 20 varieties of crabs on Dominica.
Wow.
So we're going to see a few in a while. Big land crab, we're going to see the zagaya, we're going to see a few of the wildlife here.
Yeah, I got you.
See the roots there?
It's an all-boy picture.
The river also has Calypso Hut, which is in Pirates of the Caribbean.
You have to use a local guide to tour the river, as there are no motor engines allowed in order to preserve the serenity.
Okay, do you believe the monarch butterfly goes to Mexico and to the States?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you can believe the monarch, this is for real.
Wow.
Shuffle the head.
Sunset wakeboarding was great fun. So make sure you subscribe to our channel and like our videos.
And buy something from our store.